Hello, divine, beautiful souls.
Hello, everybody. It's Lisa and Catriel. How are you all doing today? There, we want to get you on there, Catriel. How is everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. We are so happy to be live again. And we hope to see you jump on and interact with us and give us some great comments and ask any questions that you like. But welcome again to Energy Speaks with Catriel and Lisa. Every Sunday at around 6:15 for an hour, you get to have some interesting conversation in your living room or wherever you are hanging out.
True that. So we got a lot going on, in the energies. Where do we want to start?
Well, geez, we are on the 1010 portal today. I kind of think that's a great place to start.
It's a great place to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to share some?
Well, why don't you start? I mean, it's
Okay.
very astrology oriented. So, and it's a big portal. We get these portals just like in August, the 8/8, the Lions Gate portal. Today we have a very important portal, and certainly one where you can set some intentions with a lot of new good things coming in, and that you can invite energetically.
Absolutely. So with the 1010 portal, it's very interesting because of the 8/8 portal. We're in Leo season during that one, which is really associated with the heart chakra and the heart of a child. Well, something that's also very similar is the Libra energy, because it's that Venus energy. And so we're actually in the heart chakra again from a different perspective. And that's more so about balance and that harmonization within us.
What I love about both of these portals that's very exciting is when it comes from the heart. This is where we create, because when you create from a heart space, this is from passion, this is from love, and this is going to serve your highest and best interests at a much better level for you, because you're going to be doing work. You're going to be creating friendships and relationships around you that are much higher vibrationally and better for you.
Absolutely. And where are we at with the emotions of what's going on emotionally, like within this portal? Well, our moon, which really tells us a lot about our emotions, is in Sag, which is really interesting because for me, I can immediately know when there's a Sag moon. Why? Okay, so somehow I always end up in a city like St. Pete, and I just start running or walking off and going on an adventure. But that's super important to follow your intuition during that time. And if it is going out there, there's so much with the Sag energy, and that helps for the flow. The wisdom that comes through Sagittarius is absolutely incredible. Then, not to mention, we also have Saturn going direct today, which is huge for our foundational, piece here. I don't know if you guys have been feeling I don't know where I'm supposed to be, where location, or what decision or commitment do I need to make. I can attest that has been a huge theme, especially within the last, few weeks. And here's the thing. When a planet goes retrograde, before it goes in retrograde, there's a shadow period. And when it comes out of a retrograde, there's a shadow period. So this kind of energy kind of just lingers along. And it's a nice thing to know, because if there's some maybe confusion energy that you might feel, or not 100% sure which direction you want to go, that's that energy just kind of, playing its little role And when you can identify it, you can move past it.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. And I really agree with you in the fact that, when we're talking about spontaneity and going with flow with the energy, this is really important. Sometimes you just have to let things drop in your lap. Like I just started a coffee, tea, and spirituality group just to bring people together for a social purpose. So, it just dropped in my lap. A friend of mine in Arizona and I were talking, and he came actually up with the idea of this group. And I knew immediately, without questioning it, my gut told me, do it. So, that's one thing, is just allowing. Part of energy is allowing it to flow on a really natural, easy way. Rather than resisting it, we flow with it and things will start dropping in and you're going to be surprised.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because as we're in the heart for this Lion's portal, well, apparently there's a parallel here, but for this 1010 portal, okay, is the intention really matters. And what you just spoke in regards to your intention, it was out of your heart. And like some energies that are playing a part here is like, of course, if the sun is in Libra, that means the earth is in Aries.
Yeah.
So that is, again, a childlike energy coming forth. And so like you being in integrity with just filling your cup, filling yourself with joy by doing this, your intention is pure.
Yeah.
Just like a child. And something else that just came up is, we're walking into the flow, like you said. So in the Hebrew calendar, the Jewish calendar for like Maslow astrology, we are now in Cheshvan. What is Cheshvan? Cheshvan is Scorpio season. So how our flow goes is the moon, the new moon specifically, takes us into the new zodiac energy. So what that creates for, anyone who knows Western astrology, and also, finding out this new, aspect of Jewish astrology, is you have this kind of a transitional energy between Libra and finding balance and harmonization and moving that into a transition of setting sacred space for transformations, the transformation of the heart. And so that's super interesting with the flow, because it's a water sign. And as many things come up in that space, is boundaries, but also integrity. And so as long as we're in integrity with our decisions and taking that and putting that through the heart space, we can't go wrong.
Exactly. We really can't. And, again, with the heart, one of the things as a spiritual life coach, mentor in my work, that I find that clients have the most difficult thing doing is receiving. So many of us are givers, right? But we forget to receive. So now you picture your beautiful heart chakra just opening up and allowing the possibilities. So, and again, I'll say it over and over, meditation is really important. Start with 5 minutes and expand it from there. But the meditation gets you into that pause, into that silence where you can tap into your heart chakra and your other chakras and just open them up and open yourself up during this time to all possibilities and manifest everything you want in your life.
So this is what's coming to me at least, okay. Is to ask you a question.
Yeah.
With meditation, what is your most favorite part about a meditation? Like, what does it bring up for you?
When I go into meditation and, take clients into a healing meditation, for me, I think it's connecting with my higher self every single day, the unconditionally loving part of me that doesn't judge, that loves me for who I am, the unconditionally loving part of me that is connected to my higher source. I love the message I get from her every single day. It keeps me knowing that I'm on the right path. And then I like to try to connect with my guides. That's the second definite favorite part, is just pulling my guides in and seeing, I ask, where may I serve today? How may I serve today? And they, just allow me to become the light, to attract and to meet the people. Just like I took my walk this morning and I met a woman that is in a bad place in her life and wants to do the work. And I was so humbled by bumping into her, because I knew that's what part of my walks are about, and that's how spirit guides me in meditation.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
It's funny. Last night, I was, that feeling when you're going into dream time, and it kind of is like a set up meditation, going in and out of dream time, right? And so what started coming to me was this relationship between what came through was like me connecting with my higher self, right? But it connected with Mother Earth, and the deep roots that I'm planting here, and all of the different energies and all of these. Like, I was asked, within this meditation, to put out the intentions, just visualize them and drop them like seeds into the earth, and go deeper into that. Why is that important? And kind of going through the energies of why it illuminates my heart. Specifically, it was right here. And then I didn't even think about the portal, honestly, because I was in a meditation state, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And then when I woke up, I felt like that energy kind of brought me, into today. And it was just so cool. I love spontaneous, because I don't plan it most of the time.
Yes.
Plan it.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
But I just love how meditation can look, in so many different ways.
So many different ways. I mean, gosh knows there's, hundreds of thousands of meditations on YouTube and whatnot, and how you do it and whatnot. But, a lot of times people don't trust what they're getting in meditation.
This is true.
And you've just got to trust. Well, I heard that. Did I really hear that? When I'm working with people and training people to do mediumship and psychic stuff, they're like, well, I think I heard this. You've got to trust it. You got to trust it in the first 10 seconds. Just trust it. So, but it's so important. And the way you went in and grounded yourself in this meditation with all of the ascension going on right now, the evolution and the change of energy on our planet right now, which is accelerated, it is more important than ever to ground yourself. It is more important than ever for you to take pause away from the devices and your phones and your computers and whatnot and the TV, to create that space for you every day, because energy is going to flow through you better. And once you are able to develop that meditation muscle, you are going to get into a place where you will go deeper. You will definitely go deeper. And that gets really exciting when you get to that place and you're really able to go on your very own journey in your meditations and get the answers that you need.
I agree totally. Grounding is a huge essential piece we can do it in so many different ways. Like it's wild.
Yeah, it is. No, it's really, really amazing. You know, we touched on a couple weeks ago when we talk about energy and we talk about, you know, how we're showing up on the planet.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about the 4 agreements, and I thought we might want to touch on that again today, and maybe just go into it just a little bit to touch on you guys and the importance of this book, particularly in times where there's separation and division because of opinions and because of judgments, and how we want to step back and be in flow and be neutral instead of in these judgments. And so, you know, the basic part of the 4 agreements was being impeccable with your word, not taking things personally, not making assumptions. This is a huge one. Doing your best. And the 5th one he came up with was be skeptical.
Yeah. And you know, for me, being skeptical is asking questions, not afraid to ask questions. Because, like, we're naturally curious beings. And when we suppress that, that's when you get the child that doesn't ask the questions. And then they grow up, you know, like scared or so rigid because they were only taught one thing and that's the only thing they're allowed to think. You know, by opening up this doorway of just being curious in a safe way, in a healthy way, we break down so many barriers that maybe our parents and parents' parents had to deal with. Bam. Catriel,
spot on. And you know, where we are ascending, where we are evolving now with so much beautiful energy that's opens up these possibilities and opens up these doors right now, that, you know, being skeptical and questioning. Okay, I personally, 9-to-5 job, can't do it anymore. Stepped into my practice 6 months ago full time. I've never been happier in my life. And it was being skeptical. It was questioning the paradigm of this 9-to-5 job thing and saying, can I break out of it? Can I be curious? Can I unravel the fear around that? And say, I can be abundant in all forms, in all ways in my life by being skeptical, questioning everything I've done for the last 60 years of my life and stepping and taking my power back and stepping into something new.
I love that. You know, in our Jewish background, that's like the most essential part. Is literally questioning everything. But you know what that allows for? I mean, just even thinking about it from a Jewish perspective, is we were a tribe that literally, we went through so many trials and tribulations and in different unique situations. We had to do that in order to evolve. And that's what it opens up, is we're not stagnant. And I'm talking now for the whole collective. When we are not afraid to ask those questions, we're literally saying, you know, because let's take it to this side of things. The age of Aquarius, the inquisitive one, the Aquarius energy wants to step back, be in an observation, ask questions, because it's like a very scientific type of thing, right?
Right.
And it says, does this fit anymore? It questions all aspects because it wants to evolve.
Agreed.
Not to be stagnant, stuck in the same. And if we want to evolve as a culture, as a being, and evolve into a different frequency of what we're talking about, then we have to make changes. We have to have some mutability.
We do. That's it. And, what did the pandemic do for us? Whoa. Okay. So you didn't meditate before and you didn't isolate before or you just refused, right? You resisted it and whatnot. Boom. Pandemic comes along. You are forced into your house. You cannot leave your house. And if you guys think we have it bad, well, look at Australia, New Zealand, some of these places, I guess it's lockdown city there. We have had it far easier. But the idea is, in this isolation, we had to look deeper. And we really didn't have a choice. And many of us came out of it and said, okay, what's the new normal? How am I changing how I am showing up on the planet?
Yep, totally. You know what really started to transform my life? And it was something super small, and that's the key. Small, little, baby things.
Yep. It's
the tiny details sometimes that light up our heart. So during the pandemic, so I ended up moving out to a farm a week before, which was amazing because I didn't necessarily know that was going to happen, and it wasn't for that reason. But I was able to disconnect for the most part. But there was one essential thing that I wanted to see on Facebook, and it was when my rabbi, her name is Rabbi Danny, literally started doing meditations, Jewish meditations daily. To keep everyone kind of having some type of peace and really working with this energy they had, because it was difficult, especially if you're in your own house and that's a lot of confronting. And that what she offered was so beautiful, especially from a Jewish perspective. For me, that was a lot. And so that's why when you mention, meditations, it's like you said, the 5 minutes. And that's literally all she did.
Yeah.
And it made a huge difference in our entire community.
It does. It really does. I mean, people don't understand that creating that silence, and you think, and I know you all have busy heads. I get it. 99% of my clients come to me. They're not meditating. They don't know how to get quiet. And I take them into a meditation and they cannot believe how much better they feel afterwards. And truly, one of my people who comes to my group, she said, yeah, I started with the 5 minutes. I'm so excited. It's a great starting place to start at the same time every morning so that you have a routine and you develop the habit. This is going to change your energy and allow you to flow better. You may not think it. If you're judging and saying, it's just meditation, you got to step back and remove that and sit back and do it. Now, some people do it in yoga. They do it walking. They do it biking. Obviously, I'm recommending that you really try a sitting meditation just for 5 minutes, right? But yoga certainly, because it works with the breath and because I also practice yoga, there's no question, because that's what meditation is. It's the breath. It's following the breath, and the breath is the life force in our body. It's the energy in our body, right? And this is our connection to our higher source. And you are the manifester. You have the creator inside of you. It lives within you. So once you can release the fear and release the other obstacles that you have created in your own head, your world is going to open up. And as a teacher and as a psychic and a medium and an energy healer, I can tell you personally, I had my own personal transformation, and it works.
I love that. And can I add something to that?
Please do.
So what I notice is when you're going through major, huge changes, sometimes it's hard to just completely let go. So you need some type of comfort in order to get through things. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like funny because I look at two different things, which they look like they're opposing, but they work together. The backbone, right? Mm-hmm. So some type of structure or something that's nurturing, right? And so what was comforting to me, okay, so if anybody has a lot of Capricorn in their chart, this could work. So something that's really important to me in order to stay focused and to feel like I'm breathing properly, essentially, even at a bigger picture, is like, okay, for me, Judaism really helps because it's a structure, right?
Right.
So another thing that I realized within my own, when I was creating my own meditations and stuff, I was like, models and systems really help. Mm-hmm. Taking a model through either the Kabbalah tree of life or the chakras or the zodiacs, whatever, makes sense to you. Or here's another idea. If the breath doesn't work, like maybe that gives you anxiety. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does for me, which is why I'm bringing it up, because there might be other people on here that, if you think about the breath. But something that does calm me is being near water and the waves. The wave always comes in and it does it repetitively. And it's something consistent. So if you can find something as simple as that can help you with something as small as 5 minutes doing a meditation. Because you know that there is going to be some type of end.
Yeah. And again, a lot of the meditations on YouTube and some of these apps are longer. I always recommend that when you're starting your meditation practice, start with guided ones because they are going to help you focus better. The other thing sometimes I do during my meditations is I put nature sounds on Spotify with the ocean sound. Remember, water's purifying, so it's very cleansing. Even just to hear it and get by it, that's a great way to start. But it's been proven over and over again that meditation helps with anxiety and depression, and it actually can help with those of you that are older. Can help with your youthful looks. And anybody who knows me looks at me and I tell them I'm 60 and they're like, you don't look past 40. And I really believe, other than some good genes, I do believe a lot of my great health not being on any medications, and both of my brothers are, that it's because I meditate and I get into a very deep meditative practice every single morning. And I go out in nature and ground every single day because I have to connect with Mother Earth and her beautiful, warm, loving energy.
It was so interesting. I was having a conversation on a podcast that will preview, but this I don't believe this was actually said on there. This was a private conversation that my friend and I had. She was actually talking about how meditation, they actually did a study in regards to like meditation for those who were brand new to it, who like all these different versions. And then when COVID came out, they started studying that with meditation. And then when the new Delta variants came out, as well as that, and there was a protective barrier that the meditation held, that it was like it would not touch. And I find that super interesting. There's so much more to meditation than meets the eye, than we can even fathom. It's kind of like the same idea as our brains. We're only said to use a fraction, a percentage of our brain power, because if we did, we'd probably, God knows what would happen. Like we'd be flying and all these different things. But, so there is so much energy with it.
There is. And I do know the study that you're referring to. This is a very well-documented study. We can post the link up on the website. We will post that. And it was a very well-done study. I do know exactly which one you're talking about. But as we speak of energy here, since this is always Catriel and my focus, we talk about the healing of the body. And we talk about the fact that all of us have the ability to heal our bodies. Just like all of my students have the ability to be psychic. Everybody has the ability to be psychic. It's just that we have to quiet the mind. And I'll use this as an example because she's one of my favorite spiritual teachers, and that's Louise Hay. We know she cured her cervical cancer, which is a death sentence. She cured hers without medical attention through positive affirmations and healing and meditation and nutrition and whatnot, but she cured it without the use of medicine. And this isn't everybody's choice. You have to choose what's best for you. But we do know that meditation changes the brain waves, and you can heal things in your body. If you haven't picked up Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Body. It's one of the most fantastic books out there. You Can Heal Your Life, I think it's called, pardon me. And it's a fantastic book because what it does, you can go in there and say, oh, I've got headaches or migraine headaches or I've got stomach issues and such. And she will tell you what the emotion is behind that and the positive affirmation to heal it. So you set up these mantras, these beautiful, energetic, positive affirmations, changing your thought patterns, changing your words, and all of a sudden your body begins to respond to it because now you're like, wow, I'm not beating myself up. I'm giving my body nurturing words, nurturing thoughts, just like I'm nurturing myself with good food. Your words and thoughts have to be the same way.
Wow. You just blew my mind. See, I did not know that, and we're gonna put that up there as well.
Yeah, we'll post her book for sure. It's a great book. I have it on my coffee table. I constantly refer to it for my clients, and it is absolutely. She was just an amazing lady. So yeah.
Wow. It's funny. At the very beginning of the pandemic. The week that I moved to the farm, guess what I had is a calendar thingy that I got free when I ordered a bunch of cards that were on sale. Louise Hay's, little positive affirmation thing. And
yeah.
I will tell you, that was powerful. I said them every day. Wow.
They're hugely powerful. Full circle, baby. I mean, this is, look, when you're going through this stuff, when you're not loving yourself enough, and we're in a place with the energies now where you can take all those words where you're beating yourself up and turn them around and put love behind them. I tell people, take sticky notes, write positive mantras and affirmations, and literally put the sticky notes all over your house or your apartment so you can see them. And when one really resonates with you, or if all of them do, say them out loud to give them a higher vibration and watch your world transform.
We can, with our words, we can create worlds. And that's huge. I know in last week's Torah portion, I gotta go there. It was Noach, and part of Noah, okay? And many people may not know what I'm saying if I say Noah. It's a story of Noah. And literally, there was so much said. Well, one being said that it's, okay, we all heard of Enoch. Okay, Enoch actually, even taught by the Kabbalistic rabbis, turned into Metatron. Like, we talk about the Merkaba, right? And the vibrating higher. Like, he was able to walk with Hashem, with the creator of the universe, right? There was so much in there. And of course, like, there were worlds were spoke, and also the idea of the healing waters. Though the world was destroyed by the waters, right? It was also healing, because what there was a promise, and also, like we've talked before, with water, it's memory. And so we had a new chance to life there. And part of the idea of, like, what we even go through with our chakras and everything, we talk about the rainbow. Rainbow was in there. And, like, just imagine, like, life beginning again. I'm blowing my mind. It's like,
Yeah, the power of the energetics. You know, those of you that aren't familiar with the chakras, we have 7 energetic centers throughout our body. Is actually supposedly more above that.
Totally.
But these are important in the body, and unblocking them. It's part of the work, energetic work I do with clients, and certainly there's many other healers all over the country that do this work. But opening those up is so important to how your body flows. I open up my chakras every single day. If they need to be opened, I maintain them, right? And they are important. And you know, Catriel and I were outside Sumitra Espresso Lounge the other night till about 11 o'clock, sitting on a bench with just getting some ideas. And we had this whole rainbow theme going on in the chakras. And we looked around us, and there was just a chakra presence, like, everywhere, just validating that energy. And that's what his energy speaks about. We're about energy. Right. And the chakras are part of the energy inside of you.
Each chakra, I don't know if I painted a great picture because I'm mind blown right now, but each chakra is a world. You know, it's a new life within it. And each of these, like you said, energy points, and they go up into affinity and they go down to affinity. The 7 that we're familiar with is, you know, we have the bottom 3, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, which roots us to the earth. Then we have, I'm going to go to the top 3 chakras. We have the throat, we have the third eye, and we have the crown, which connects us to the creator, to the heavens, to the spiritual, okay? The worlds that are not necessarily seen. And then what connects everything together in a harmonious way is this beautiful heart chakra. And what she was saying with what we were experiencing that night is, I had just said these statements, and then I look over, and there's a door on the wall, like kind of like a painted door, and it had yellow, orange, and red, the bottom 3. I said, that's a little interesting. And then I looked at us. We happened to have, like, so much purple, blue, and, like, you know, indigo around. And it was just us, literally us two, what she was holding.
Yep.
And the bench we were sitting on, I said, whoa, we're like representing the spiritual right now. And then I said, something's still missing. And I look over, and there's a garbage can and a leaf. That's the only thing in sight right there. And it's green, right? Obviously, because plants are green. But I was like, whoa. Like, that really painted the picture perfectly. And that's the thing. When going back to we create worlds with our words, is that was a perfect representation of me speaking out certain things and it being right there in front of us. Then I look over, because after that I had to kind of like take a moment. I went over to the portal and grounded the energy in and touched the door. And I look over, which I had not noticed previously, and there was an open sign. Normally open signs are like all red. No, this one was rainbow. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. We really do speak things into existence. It is powerful. So if we're saying positive things out into the universe, those positive things are going to be matched and brought right back to us. If we're putting out their negative energy, the only thing we're a part of it in that frequency is, until we change it, until we actively get out of that space. And what's the biggest way to do that? Being in the heart chakra, gratitude. And bam. Things transform. We can't say this enough on here.
Yeah, no, it truly is. And I'm going to give you all a real good example.
Oh, I love this.
When have you gone on Instagram and Facebook and complained, posted something negative, et cetera, et cetera? I am extremely mindful. Every post I put up has a positive intention, has a positive, I want people to look at it and say, wow, thank you for that today. Right? We know how powerful social media is, you guys. When you put complaining out, you're going to get it back. When you put negative stuff out, be it about whatever's going around on this planet without getting into it, it's going to come back to you. When you focus on the positive, that is energetically what you are going to get back into your world. This is the basic law of attraction, and it truly works. Yes, sometimes, you may not be manifesting everything right away in your life, but you've got to trust that your higher power has you in a pause for a reason. How are you going to use that time? How can you use it to create differently? Right? We have the opportunity. We're coming kind of out of COVID now. I myself, I only moved to Florida a year ago. Everything was shut down. Now things are opening up. Yesterday, I went to a group up in Dunedin. I went to an acoustic guitar group with a bunch of people, and we played different songs for 2 hours, and I had a blast. So changing up that energy, creating the positive, and bringing those new things and trying those new things.
Yeah.
Because with this energy comes one thing, you guys. When you're ascending and when you're going into something new, guess what? It's uncomfortable. You see, when you sit in the comfortable of the old paradigm and the old programming and such, oh, sure, it's comfortable. Are you happy? Are you in joy? Now you step into the discomfort. Oh boy, you're shaking it up, right? You're shaking it up. Was it uncomfortable for me to step out of the corporate world 6 months ago? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Over 20 years in the corporate world and sales? Heck yes. Am I in the happiest place I've ever been in my life right now? Oh my goodness, yes. So you've got to kind of wiggle and be uncomfortable in that discomfort, move through it, allow it, feel it to heal it, and allow it and release it and step into your power. And when you connect to your power now at your solar plexus, and with that heart chakra opening up, boom, your world is going to open up.
Absolutely. You know, a while ago, it was probably 2018, yeah, I got a tattoo on my heart. Specifically, I was really guided to put an ascension tattoo right there. I literally said to myself, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have major intention here.
I love that.
And so the symbol literally is like an infinity symbol with kind of like an arrow shooting upwards, because it's my ascension, right? It's my Aliyah. And one thing that my best friend, she's like, you're nuts. You're gonna get it in the most sensitive area. I said, why not? It means something. I know I'll never forget this tattoo, and I know it'll mean something forever. Why do I continue with this? Because I remember sitting there in the chair thinking to myself, I was not actually in my mind for once. I did something I would never probably do, but I felt really guided to do it, and I took the leap of faith. And it also taught me something. It was, I don't even study Buddhism, but I will tell you, something came through. I felt like, some Buddhist monk probably came through and was like, you know what? You're going to be in a very uncomfortable situation, but make peace with it. And embrace every single piece of this tattoo. Feel into all of it, every little poke. And I will tell you, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it because I got past the mind of it. I welcomed it. I essentially made friends that if there was pain, there'd be pain. But there was no pain. It was an illusion. An absolute illusion.
I love that.
And it taught me so much because, as we go forward, things are not always as simple as a tattoo. But we're going to be in places in our life where we're not going to necessarily know what to do. But guess what? The mind may not always know what to do, but the heart and the soul coming together does.
Absolutely.
And when you can't argue back and forth, because that's not the mind, that's just like, this is what I'm doing. That's when you're in a space to be that mom who picks up the freaking car and lifts it over her head. It's these things we put in our minds that, and that's the thing, is the mind is the powerful tool. We need to guide the mind with the meditation, with the heart and the soul.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, we think about these fire walkers. How are they walking? Right? That is a mind over matter type of thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
We are so good at creating our own obstacles in our own mind. I can't do that. Do you know what you just did by saying I can't? Say cancel, delete as fast as you can and put I can do that. Everything is possible in my life. See how that feels when you say that to yourself? I can do anything I want in my life.
Say it over and over again until you can feel it. Because the feeling is specifically a vibration. And a vibration radiates. So sometimes some people are more equipped with emotion. Some people are more equipped with thoughts. And once you kind of navigate like where your strengths are and you balance out the other side of it, you put the two together. Imagine if someone is so strong in what their feeling is for something and put the thought with it. Now that belief became a manifestation. Like it's bam.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
Because they believed it like a child would.
Exactly. They released every obstacle, every wall, anything. I did that over a year ago. I didn't know about Gulfport. I didn't even know where it was on the map. I'm in Arizona. Spirit's telling me to move to Gulfport, even though I've never heard of it. And for the life of me, I can't explain the deepest knowing in my heart, knowing this was the right decision for me, and picking up my whole home and 2,200 miles later, landing in Gulfport. And I've never been happier. And I've trusted it. I've trusted it. So that's a hard place to get, to take that kind of leap of faith. But all of us are being asked to be skeptical. And I think that's a really neat place to focus on the fifth agreement today. Number one, because what's the number 5 mean? Transformation. Numerology, it's a number of transformation. You can look that up if you type in angel number 5, or if you see numbers coming up, just type in angel number and you can look and see what those numbers mean. But 5 is a number of transformation, which is just lovely.
Which is also funny because it's all 5 of the elements together as one. It also can symbolize our thoughts, communications, which is super interesting. Imagine all of those coming together as one, and bam, hello, Energy Speaks podcast live today.
I love that. I love that. That is perfect. That is awesome. So awesome.
Oy.
Yeah. That's great.
Amazing.
That is amazing. Wow, what a great conversation today.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Wow. So, wow. Where do we want to leave with it?
Where do we want to leave with this? So, I think, again, getting back, our theme really has been a heavy energy theme today. Starting with the 1010 portal and what portals allow for us, what the energies in the planet allow for us. And even though you can't see energy, you can feel in your heart what's right for you. When you tap into your inner self and your intuition, there's a knowing of what is right and right for you and what's going to help you through a relationship, friendships, work, whatever's going on, to help you make those decisions that are vibrationally and energetically in your highest good.
Oh, to wrap this up perfectly, because I love when Hashem, Spirit, the creator of this existence,
yes,
literally allows me to not say something, and it's like, whoa. The 10 in numerology, from my perspective, is the Taurus energy. The Taurus energy is the energy that we're walking into from the Earth perspective, right? It is the manifestation. It is also associated with Venus, just like Libra.
Love that.
And what makes up that 10 in the numerology that I study with the astrologies is the 1 energy is the Leo energy. The 0 energy is the Scorpio energy. It makes up this Taurus energy, which means you have to lead with your heart to create that sacred space for that manifestation.
I love it.
Bam.
Bam. Bam. That is perfect. That is perfect.
Oy.
Ay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you Thank you.
Oh my goodness! You know, this is Lisa from Take 5 Meditations and Catriel from Energy Speaks. Thank you for tuning in. We are here every Sunday. We're trying to do. We had some technical issues with the live broadcast on Facebook today, but that's okay. You all just listened in, and we'll certainly spread the link out.
Absolutely.
We do appreciate you joining in and checking us out, and we hope you all have a really great evening.
Yes, please. Divine, beautiful souls. Shalom.